Imagine, if you will, a person who was the size of that blue dot. I know this is very faded, but imagine a human being being the size of a dot. The question you got to ask yourself is, does that person have the same rights as you? And the answer ultimately is yes. After all, every single person in the world starts off the size of the dot in a period. A period at the end of a sentence is the size a human being starts off as. And if they are allowed to develop, they will gain fully to the size that we are now. Or smaller, or bigger. Really, the argument of size does nothing, because it would be like to say that a dwarf is less value than somebody who's average, and that a person who's average is of less value than somebody who is a giant, and that this person supersedes a dwarf and the average person, and that the average person doesn't, supersedes that of a dwarf. Argument of size is nothing. And quite frankly, since everybody starts off the size of a period, the moment of conception is when a unique human code is generated. So the moment of conception is when a human being begins. So therefore, if somebody is allowed to live and develop, they will become a fully developed person. Now, some people will argue against me and say, well, Rufus, what of people who are not fully developed, the deformed and whatnot? So, are you going to say that a person who is crippled, deformed, of low IQ, whatnot, are they less of a human being than you are? And the answer is no. They are not any less value than you are. That is the same kind of mentality that was used in the 19th century all the way into the first half of the 20th century. And unfortunately, in certain places like China and North Korea, that same mindset still goes on, which is of eugenics. So this argument of size and development is not an argument for abortion. It just is completely immoral and unethical all the way around. Thank you all for tuning in. Jesus bless you all. I'll talk to you all later.